investors' perspective on future trends, IPO, NFT, ICO, and more. Let's open the day with the most trending topic that occupies most people's minds: how to invest smart and multiply your returns. Industry leaders will share their experience with us right now. Moderated by Advocate Gil Solomon & Co. With Melanie Moore, WOM Protocol. Joshua Ndolo, Ancillary. Morten Rongard, Reality Gaming Group Limited. And Matti Greenspan, QuantumEconomics.io.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. This panel will be, as we said, probably on the most trending topic of the moment, cryptocurrency investments. And I'm alongside some very distinguished speakers and would like, obviously, to hear their take on that. So first of all, what we want to open the discussion about is, well, their investment strategy is probably the most investment-related and important topic at the moment. So, Manny, when would you start?
Well, maybe first introducing myself. I'm the founder of WOM Protocol, but I'm also wearing various hats. I'm advising funds in their investment strategies. I'm the Middle East representative of Hashed, which is a fund from South Korea, also with Optimista Capital, which is a crypto fund out there heavily investing in ecosystems. And obviously, I'm also an investor myself, besides building products and helping the ecosystem. I'm now here in Dubai and just recently started being in the advisory board of CV Labs. So very, very excited to also contribute to the ecosystem here in Dubai.
Amazing. And could you before we go around and speak about anyone, speak about the recent take, your involvement in crypto, and what's your opinion about the best investment strategy?
Oh, I mean, this is very broad, but I'm in this space now since 5 years. So I have seen, of course, also the past cycle, and I'm all in, obviously, in Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I'm also a very, very strong believer of great new projects and ecosystems like Polkadot. I'm a huge fan of Oracle technologies, therefore Chainlink is something that we are already working with. We have already integrated also in our products, and that I'm very confident that these kind of Oracle technologies are a big deal for any kind of on-chain, off-chain relation that is needed to scale in the future. So that's kind of, these are my current positions, but I'm unfortunately having too little time to trade myself. Therefore, I have an asset manager who is handling also my funds, and he's also diversifying into DeFi and other projects. But I have unfortunately sometimes too little time to really do the deep dive and do the due diligence on some projects. Therefore, my investments are very based on founder relationships, and so I'm very close to the Polkadot ecosystem and truly believe that what they are building is amazing and that it needs building an ecosystem and building a lot of projects and products that are willing to use the technology, the infrastructure technology. And so I take more position from which ecosystem I trust, the founders I trust, and therefore, Polkadot is a very good position.
Amazing. So Morten, what's your take a little bit about yourself?
I can take over. So my name is Morten Rongard. I am the CEO and co-founder of Reality Gaming Group. We started back in 2017 with AIBC Gaming Group, where we did an ICO. So we've been through this whole journey, but I actually started with Bitcoin back in 2013. So I've been through a lot of dips, ups and downs. So lucky to still be here, to say. But I definitely sold some of mine in the good times. So I've cashed out, cashed in again, spent some money. But AIBC Gaming Group, we actually took a different approach. We went into gaming and the NFT space because we saw that NFT would be a new way to secure the ownership of gamers, because that's always been an issue. So if the server closes, then you just lose your assets. So we wanted to avoid that. So we could see that blockchain technology could be used for that. That's why also I'm a big Ethereum fan, of course, and I know that. And that's a big discussion nowadays with proof of work, proof of stake, that whole thing. But I'm a massive believer in that. Also,
Vitalik and his battle axe.
Sorry?
Vitalik and his battle axe.
Yeah. But I'm also a massive fan of Binance. To be honest, I really like them.
BNB token?
Sorry?
The BNB token itself?
Yeah, the BNB token, but also just the company itself. I think they're doing a really good job. I think they've done amazing in this whole and really being innovative. We're working with them to develop our new company token closely with them. So
Cesar himself is like one of the best ambassadors of the industry.
I'm just amazed on just to follow these guys. And then also I'm a very massive fan of Celsius. I really think they've done amazing. I really like their app. I like the way they communicate. I like just everything they're doing, and I think they are really bringing the consumer close to this whole, even though it's I would call it a CeFi product, but I think they're taking them a step closer to the whole blockchain space.
Yeah. And from here we'll take it on to Matti. Matti, tell us a little bit about yourself and your take on that.
Hi everyone, good to be here. Such a crowded room. I suppose we're competing with breakfast and a bunch of hungover people, so that happens. My name is Matti Greenspan. I'm the founder and CEO of Quantum Economics. We're a firm for research, advisory, money management. We've got 20 analysts from around the team, mostly social influencers, total of 2 million followers worldwide, and we do a lot of work with the mainstream media. So we're mentioned often in Bloomberg and CNBC, Thomson Reuters, and everything like that. We do television and radio interviews about 3,000 times since the start of the year. In regards to your question about investing, I think that it would be very difficult to summarize in such a short amount of time, I think, as Melanie put it. But if I could say one thing, it's just diversification. As much as you can, diversify and be involved in as many different projects, because some of them are going to fail, but some of them will succeed. So I think in that way, when you have that sufficient diversification, you can really stand the test of time. As Morten said, the ups and the downs. The failed projects tend to do really, really poorly on the downs, and the good projects tend to do really, really well on the ups. So by having that kind of robustness to your portfolio, you can really see good returns on the long-term horizon.
Okay. By the way, guys, as I said, my name is Gil Salman. Heading my own law firm based in Israel, but we do globally the entire range of corporate law. And in relation to what this distinguished member said, what I think at the moment would be a very good idea if you want to be involved in crypto, not just in trading tokens and cryptocurrencies, is also investment in equity-related companies and equity-related transactions in crypto-related companies, where we maintain the innovation of crypto and blockchain, but through equity-related investments. And I think it's a very good idea at the moment to be involved in the industry in that way, mainly through, obviously, credit investments, but also through crowd-funded ventures. And I think it's a very good time to be involved in the industry, especially in the recent year. And I think it's a very good year to be involved in crypto, don't you think, guys?
No, definitely. I think what we've seen, I think especially within the NFT space, we've definitely seen that that has also pushed a lot of things moving forward, especially in blockchain. We've seen digital artists. We've seen within our space, we are working with BBC on building a trading card game with Doctor Who. We are working right now, actually today, we're doing the Floyd Mayweather NFT drop. So that is also kind of an investment where people are investing in these NFTs because, first of all, it has a utility to it. You can actually use it in a game. And with a serial, the combo, the blockchain, you can take it in and out. That's where I think we will see a lot of massive push in the whole investment space. At least what I've seen the last, we started before it was actually called an NFT, so it was like in-game collectibles because there wasn't a word for NFT back then.
I think NFTs now also opened this whole industry again up for equity investments, which is what you're saying, and I think this is what we are seeing now. So I'm a true believer in, that usually in decentralized system there is no equity, and it's good that there is no equity, and there is only the token that someone should believe in creating or mirroring the value of the network. However, my last now equity investment is, I'm also super excited and super proud that I got into this round, is Yacht, which is an NFT technology for social identity out there. And Yacht is also, some co-investors are from the music industry who understood the power of creating your personal identity with emojis. So instead of having a very, very long Bitcoin wallet address, for example, people in the future will be able to send Bitcoin to me over rocket peace rocket. This is my emoji. That you will be able to identify myself. And there are amazing artists like Jeezy and Lil Wayne, and they all invested in this round. I'm very happy to got into this, and the team behind is actually Monero core team members like Ricardo Spagni. So it's a very, very solid team that is building it, and where I believe that they are able to create the right also privacy features that will be needed for personal identity in the future.
It's an incredibly exciting time, and full disclosure, by the way, Gil is my attorney.
Yeah.
I believe that it's very important, and especially if any of you are following the Twitter drama right now, I think it's very important to have full disclosure with these type of things and show your relationships. But the economy at the moment is in a very interesting place where capitalism is kind of stretching its limits, and we see all that central bank money printing and everything like that. And what it's created is a market where risk is not able to be accurately priced in. So the bond market right now has basically zero yield, maybe 1% if you're very lucky, but in some cases actually negative yield, meaning that investors are actually paying money to invest in government debt, which I think is just a dead asset class. We saw Ray Dalio say that just yesterday. And basically, that's a lot of money. I mean, that's hundreds of billions of dollars that are sitting in government bonds. And investors are desperate right now. We're getting a lot of interest, basically from people who want something else. They want to have that, 5%, 8% that is available right now in the DeFi market. And basically, you're cutting out the middlemen, and you're basically saying F you to the central banks who are trying to purposely push those yields down. And we're able to, by the power of the people, put that money and actually create something that's more based on what the market is pricing for risk.
Yeah, I think it's a very good notion. By the way, full disclosure as well. I just bought into Bitcoin big time. Like the profits of the firm for the last 2 months were invested in Bitcoin, strictly Bitcoin, which I think is like the new form of hedging in crypto rather than using stable coins. And I just want to ask you guys, what's your take on this dip, and will you be able to utilize it?
Did you buy it before the dip?
Yeah. No, at the dip, at 33. So yeah, what's your take on this, guys?
I think we all took the 40% haircut. That's what happened. I mean, we just Look, I mean, it is pretty devastating to watch your net worth drop by that much that fast.
I think by the end of this conference, maybe it's super
on
rich
the
or
other
super
hand,
poor.
if you look at it from, you know, on a time frame longer than a few weeks, anything from, you know, January, because investing in this market from January is well ahead of where they were then. So I think that we need to kind of take that in stride, understand that the markets go up, the markets go down. Anybody with kind of long-term outlook on the market is going to do very well.
Yeah, I've been so lucky, so actually I missed the whole thing because I've been developing, so so ups and downs. In this case, I didn't notice, only for media, but I've been so dug into development, so I actually missed that whole thing. So luckily I haven't, I've lost on paper, but I haven't sold yet, so basically I haven't lost, so I'm just
One
in
Bitcoin
it
equals
for the long
100
run, right? So I'm actually just buying up right now, just like, I can see some really good projects out there, and I think, especially in my space where I am, I can see some really good within gaming, and just a shout out to Polygon. I think they've done really good. They switched from Matic to Polygon. I was lucky to buy in at 3 cents, so that's done really well. So I'm just in for the long run, and this whole up and down, if you don't have the stomach for it, or just don't do it. It's unless you can afford losing money, I would say.
You mean the split between Bitcoin or other assets?
No,
or
the entire industry is in the
well, yeah. I would say being in diverse circles or cycles already over time. If you look at the line, even if it has the dips, it's just the best performing asset class. So I think there is no doubt the line is going up and has gone up all the time. Even with any little dip in between. I also don't look at these short-term dips, just in for the long run.
Just saying, a year and a half ago, I was on Block TV talking, I think maybe we shared this, Mati. And we had an item about CZ from Binance, and we had some comments about the talk he gave, the interview he gave. And what he said was that Bitcoin will remain at around 10K. This was the first time Bitcoin was in 10K for like 2 years after the crypto winter. And I think that I said back then that Bitcoin will not just remain in 10K, it will rocket because of the adoption of the technology and the mainstreaming effect. And we saw MasterCard and Visa and Tesla for a short period of time in getting involved. And I think it's, in the minute we have left, what's your take on the adoption and the mainstream effect it will have? I think it's going to rocket again.
No, definitely. I think the whole thing will just explode again, but I think my only concern is that you can see how much power through media actually has. There's one person, everybody knows in the room who we're talking about.
The occasional rogue tweet by Elon.
Yeah, and that's my only, don't follow that, but just also look into, again, mass adoption, look into all the projects. And that's actually missing some kind of visibility, I think. So where are we with the mass adoption? Because it's really hard for a normal consumer to see how integrated is Bitcoin or the different kind of blockchain projects in the world. I think so.
So we are doing so-called influencer houses and events for the creator economy since a while. We just recently did one in LA with influencers, lifestyle influencers being part of it. It was called Creator Economy Meets Crypto, and they have around a 200 million reach. So our path is getting more and more lifestyle influencers into crypto, understanding blockchain technology, and they are messaging it to their followers. So by educating them, they can educate their followers. And what I can say is that at this last event in LA, a lot of creators and also influencer agents came over and hugged me and said, Melanie, we're so thankful that you started educating us end of last year. And since then, we went into crypto. We already, made some great profits, and we now believe in the technology. And so it's, that's the approach.
And I wish we had more time. Seriously, this conversation.
I'll let you close on this one, Mati.
Look, markets are always going to remain irrational. And when you have a market that's actually where new projects that are startups basically our mark-to-market on a second-per-second basis, you're going to get a lot of volatility. And that's why, as Gil mentioned, I mean, we're investing a lot in private equity. And you don't have to worry about that volatility in the private equity because nobody's marking it to market. You can just put that money in and know that the project that you're working on, you watch them build, you watch them grow. And when the time comes, that's when you pick the fruit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you fully. Okay, so thank you guys for your opinions and for your participation. Thank everyone for listening in and tuning in through the stream. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.